What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Blindside Sports, and I'm Emmett Douglas, and joining me yet again is Nick Wright at @isNickWright on Twitter. He's feeling very scared for this Falcons game tomorrow because let's just face it, the Chargers don't have anybody on that offense for Justin Herbert to do Justin Herbert things to. But Nick, how you doing besides being nervous about that Chargers game?
Well, here's the thing. It's been a few weeks since our last show, and I'm still pretty bitter about getting our asses kicked by you guys and Geno Smith. To see how it's actually handled us, and we didn't get to do a show post that, which is a good thing because I just would have been in a bad mood all show. So,
Yeah.
they somehow, some way got even more injured during the bye week. No one got healthier.
It's the most Charger thing ever.
And, they're not going to have Mike Williams. They're not going to have Keenan Allen. Bosa's still out. I mean, the Justin Herbert is going to be throwing the DoorDash drivers on tomorrow. And it's just what he's had to deal with. And it is what it is. I'm not confident. The Falcons just got Cordell Patterson back, so I think he's going to run wild on them. I'm starting him in fantasy in one of my leagues, so I'm just going to have to do that.
I hate when that happens. Okay,
yeah,
real fast. When you have to, say you're in fantasy football and you play, you have to put someone in your lineup that's playing against your team. It's the most hard decision, but at the end of the day, it has to be done. But I hate it every time. It's the worst. Yep.
And it's kind of like it kind of splits because he wrecked the Chargers, but I'm probably going to win my fantasy game. So you got to take something.
Exactly. That's the one good thing about it is if your team loses and the other guy does good, then it's you win your fantasy team. And if you have money in your fantasy league, then you feel better about it. But yeah.
Well, exactly.
But instead of leading with sports, I want to lead with a more fun topic because I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter at EmmettNoC04 and you saw a tweet I put out last week. There's a Burger King ad about a Whopper.
Oh, God, here we go.
And I don't know if it's my Burger King or if the food quality has just gone down tremendously because I said this on Cavino and Rich the other day is Burger King used to be good. And it just went downhill. So you're like, why do we care about Burger King? Because, let's face it, us sports fans don't have the best diets. So me and Nick are going to give you our best and worst fast food restaurants. All right? Nick, give me a couple of your best and a couple of your worst. Most overrated, most underrated, if you will.
To all right, number one, Burger King, I don't know, maybe it is just yours because I had Burger King at an airport months ago, and I thought it was going to be terrible. And, I don't go there often. If I'm going to indulge, I try to keep my In-N-Out intake to once every few weeks. And I don't know, the Whopper and chicken fried combo, I think is still top tier in fast food combinations for me. But anyway, let me just rip off the undisputed GOAT, debate a wall. You're wrong if you don't like it. In-N-Out is the best fast food place in the country, in the whole entire country. And I know East Coasters poo-poo it.
I love it.
I went to the East Coast 6 months ago, and I went through all the places that are really popular chains out there. First of all, Whataburger is absolute garbage trash. I'd rather eat McDonald's. I cannot believe East Coasters have the balls to say that In-N-Out is trash and Whataburger is good. Because here's the thing: when people say In-N-Out is overrated, they either get a single without animal style. Like when you go to In-N-Out, you got to get at least a double. I always get a 3x3 because I just like to go out. I don't try not to have it that much. But 3x3 animal style fries. Can't go.
You gotta go.
That's the best. Also, when I was in the East Coast, there's a place called Zaxby's, which is a chicken joint.
Yes, I've heard of that.
I love me some Popeyes. I love KFC. I like Raising Cane's. Church's is also really good. Zaxby's is such a tier ahead of those places. I was blown away. So that's probably my second place I've ever been to.
Wow.
And then thirdly, on the East Coast, I know they have some out here. I went to one steak and shake out here, and it was okay. But when I had it twice in Florida, and that was close to In-N-Out for me. So as a burger joint, Steak and Shake is right there with it too. And then some other ones, like my ultimate go-to fast food place is Del Taco.
Del Taco slaps.
I mean, I've never had I always get 2 chicken softs. By the way, you got to order if you get a regular burrito. I don't really get their they're high quality, they're quote unquote high quality big ass burritos. I just keep it. I go there on a budget because it's cheap. You get 2 chicken soft tacos, order a bold red or green burrito. They put like special sauce and fries inside it. That's like a kind of like a secret menu thing. And after that, like I can't stand Taco Bell's on the bottom rung for me. I can't.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
I mean, there's just the menu's too vast and all the quality is just not there. That's definitely in the bottom for me. And then I don't know why I went to the bottom right there. But then, like, I think Carl's Jr. is always solid. Their double Western.
Agreed. Yep.
Is always just hits hard every time.
Yep.
And yeah, that's kind of, when I just listed In-N-Out, Steak and Shake, Zaxby's, Del Taco, and Carl's. That's kind of like my top
go-to.
tiers.
All right. My top tier is I don't have In-N-Out, but I have family in Southern Oregon. So every time I go there for Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever, I always have to get it. And funny story about In-N-Out, if you go to Vegas and you go to In-N-Out at like 12:30 on a Saturday, 12:30 a.m., it's just a bunch of drunk people. There's no sober people besides like me, my friend, and then the workers behind the counter. Like it was the drunk camp at In-N-Out. But yes, In-N-Out's very good.
Another thing really quick about In-N-Out since I cut you off, when people say it's overrated, how come every single location, no matter the time of day, has literally a line out to the street? I've been to a bajillion In-N-Outs across SoCal. Every single time, it's at least a 20, 30-minute wait. Every time. So, no, it's not overrated. Sorry, I just had to say that.
Yeah, and In-N-Out, they're for burgers, top tier. Like, you could tell, like, the grilled onions on there are just immaculate.
I've literally been to different In-N-Outs since I was 10 years old. I have never once, like, out of thousands of times, sadly, probably, I've never been like, damn, that one In-N-Out burger, like, sucked. Like, it hits every single time.
It's consistent, yeah.
Yeah.
And another place that I like is for the chicken sandwich is Chick-fil-A, and you're like, okay, Popeyes is better.
About Chick. Yeah.
You could say Popeyes is better, but I don't know, man. The thing is with Popeyes is I don't feel like their fries meld well together with their chicken sandwich, if that makes sense. Like those waffle fries, and then if you're a milkshake guy or if you're a sweet tea guy, it just hits every time.
The waffle fries make the Chick-fil-A. I mean, yeah, with Popeyes, it's still right there. I totally forgot about Chick-fil-A. It's right there with Chick-fil-A to me. Just the Popeyes, the sauce that they have, whatever sauce they have.
The spicy mayo on the spicy is so good.
Exactly.
So Chick-fil-A's up there. Where else do I go, man? For overrated, obviously Burger King. I don't know if you guys have this in California, but have you heard of Taco Time?
I have heard of that. But I've never been there.
It's not that it's bad, I'd say. It's very average, but the aftermath is terrible.
I can imagine. That's Taco Bell.
Taco Bell doesn't get me. I guess I'm just immune to it. I like Taco Bell. I like Del, but Del's on the other side of town, so I don't really get it like that.
Yeah.
Another, the double. You said it. The double bacon Western at Carl's Jr. is very good.
Yes.
And honestly, one of my favorite, pizza spots, and I don't really have it often because it's kind of out of the way where I go, is Mod Pizza, man. I like the customization of Mod Pizza.
I like Mod. Yeah, isn't that LeBron's? No, LeBron is Blaze. Never mind. But yeah, Mod Pizza is really good.
Yep. So those are the top fast foods. The one thing I will say about Taco Bell, the reason I like them a lot is mango brisk iced tea. Can't find that anywhere else.
I mean,
I got their Baja. Like I find 12 packs of that like pretty often. I mean, I haven't found them in a while, but I think they're like seasonal. But I can never find the mango brisk, and it's easily the best brisk flavor out there.
I will say, I guess, like I do love the Mexican pizza at Taco Bell, but the last couple times I tried to get it, they're sold out.
I got it. Yep, so, I got it right when they came out, like the second day after. It was great.
That is solid. Yeah.
Yep. So enough of the fast food talk. I figured because I got a lot of pushback on that Burger King tweet. And Bershinger,
BK. I don't know. I love me some BK once. Like that Whopper just hits sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because it used to like the chicken sandwich when they came out with that was solid. And then
I think you're too young to remember this, but about a decade ago or so, they changed their fries, and it just got their fries suck now. So I think that was a long time ago.
Oh, you bring up fries. Wendy's has a very good fries. I will say that.
I like Wendy's is in the middle for me. Like, I don't love it, don't hate it.
Yep. Same with Arby's, but I will say their mozzarella sticks are to die for, bro. I had those a couple weeks ago.
Terrible rap. Like everyone in their grandma craps on it. Like, why are there so many locations then? Like, I loved, their 2 roast beef combo with the horsey sauce, that horseradish sauce. Oh, I love me some Arby's.
I like how they added the crinkle cut fries too. I like the you can choose what fries you get.
Right.
It's the best part. Emmett Douglas, along with Nick Wright on Blindside Sports. Get Nick on Twitter @isNickWright. You can see him have a meltdown about the Chargers tomorrow. Get me on Twitter @EmmettNocy04, and it could possibly be the same thing about the Seahawks. So go follow us over there.
Real quick, I know you're about to get into
about them.
You got to be feeling pretty good beating the Giants last week. That wasn't like, you guys are looking good. Geno Smith is a little kind of a dark horse MVP candidate to me at this point. I know you got the Josh Allens, Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, but I think he's kind of sneaking in there if he can win this game tomorrow.
If he beats Kyler with D-Hop, by the way, and that's the test of our defense. Obviously, Kyler without D-Hop, and our defense absolutely feasted that game. And then you had we played you guys after that and feasted then again, and then the Giants we beat hard. So I think tomorrow is kind of the test for our defense, because if we can stop Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins, then I can maybe kind of start to justify this defense a little more. But you brought it up. Why don't we go over some of our picks here? I always do this. I always pull up my notes and then close it and then come here to start the stream. So I have to find it again. But so quickly while I find that, we have to touch on it. I'll let Nick kind of take the floor while I find the notes here. But it's a story that I'm honestly getting sick and tired of. And it's because every time I log on to Twitter, my whole timeline's filled up with stuff about it. And then it's going to be through at least a weekend, because you got to get the weekend sports radio guys time to talk, I guess. But this Kyrie Irving stuff, and if you're living under a rock, I don't know how you've missed this if you've been anywhere on social media in the past couple of days, because it's literally been everywhere. But Kyrie Irving posted on his Instagram an anti-Semitic documentary. And then it comes out, he's had these media appearances and, he apologized. And then the Nets were like, okay, we're suspending you for 5 games at least. But then I don't know if you guys saw this. This one you might have not saw, because it just broke an hour ago. But Nick, give them the 5 things that Kyrie has to do for the Brooklyn Nets to bring him back.
Yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so here is the terms. And this is about a CVS receipt list right here. All right, so of course, gotta apologize. That's number 1, to which he already did, by the way. So I guess he has to do it again. A $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes. Okay. Sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, excuse me. Meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders, and then meet with Joe Tsai to demonstrate his understanding of everything. Do you think there's any chance he's going to hit every single one of those things? No shot.
Nah. Because let me explain this to you. I don't know, and it's not anything with Kyrie, because look, he doesn't have to like basketball. He doesn't have. It's his life. I can't control him. I don't know if he's I don't know how related he is to the NBA, and that's, like you said, that is a very, very, very long list. I mean, it's a lot to do, and I don't know if he's going to do it.
There are guys who literally abuse people and have horrible domestic disputes, and that's just a slap on the wrist. And this is he apologized. It was sharing that video, which was strange, and at the documentary, I should say, and it's abhorrent what I've read about it. I'm not going to watch it.
No, me neither.
But he shared it, and of course that sends a message. He didn't, type it up himself about his potential anti-Semitism and things like that. He shared it. He apologized, and I just think this gets so convoluted because the NBA can be so hypocritical with Joe Tsai. I mean, can we be real here? He's literally in bed with China while they're having a genocide happening. LeBron is is no one in the NBA going to support Kyrie? Not one person to say he apologized. Can we move?
Cole Beasley from the NFL supported him.
I mean, everyone's gonna. If people are watching this, are gonna think like, "Oh, this guy must be anti-Semitic too." Like, I'm not even close to that. Like, I'm not even close. I have family members who are Jewish. Like, it's like this is just. I really think this is just out of hand. I've seen media people on ESPN like having to apologize during a commercial break because of what they said during not even on TV at the moment. They're during commercial, and it's just like it was. I think it was Jalen Rose, and it was just the strangest thing.
I saw that.
And what's crazy to me that the NBA is making all the players just stay silent and like they just gotta let this roll. And I think a lot of this punishment for Kyrie has to do with the whole thing last year with not being vaccinated. I think Joe Tsai really wants to punish Kyrie, for that too. And it's just this whole situation with Kyrie is just out of hand at this point. And, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah. And, it's over. And look, I could say, should he have posted that? I don't think it was the best decision. I really don't. I mean, because, it's just, it's 2022. All right. Let's be real. It's 2022. You're not, it's a lot more hard. You can't post anything like you used to be able to post like back, because like I was telling Nick before the show, I'm like, I could go apply for a normal job right now, right? Like, let's say like a job at like an office. And if they find my social media and there's something that they don't like on that social media, that could still prevent me from getting the job, right? Like, you're going to post it, whatever, but there always is consequences. But I don't think he's anti-Semitic. I don't think so. I don't think he, I think it shared it. I don't know what, I don't even want to know why he shared it.
Yeah, it was a bad decision either way.
Yeah. That's, we're not defending him, but he could have apologized to the media, but I don't think Kyrie is the most like, when he's in those situations, I think he gets a little kind of awkward, scared, he's not not a confrontational type of dude, which I'm not defending. So I think that's why I did it, the Instagram apology, which, hey man, would I have rather him said, to the media, okay, what I did, okay, yeah. He probably still got suspended, but hey, I would have had, been like, okay, cool. He admitted in person to the media on like, it was his actual words out of the mouth of Kyrie Irving saying it. And this, poses a greater question because, I hate politics, but the NBA side of things, the Brooklyn Nets side of things. And one, will Kyrie play with the Nets again? I mean,
no shot.
All this, I mean, I don't even know like where he's gonna go, but because I remember back when they did the rumors of the Lakers were gonna pick him up last year. I remember, I think it was Bernie Fratto, but I'm not gonna quote him on this because I could be wrong. I could have misheard this, but they can't trade Kyrie until January because of something. I think like signing like the 1 year like the player off, so they can't trade Kyrie until January. So I don't know if he's gonna sit out, but I don't. And another thing too, NBA wise, Nick, can we agree that this Brooklyn Nets signing KD and Kyrie has been one of the biggest crapshoots in NBA history?
Oh, it's a disaster. It's easily one of the biggest disasters ever. They got swept last year in the first round, and now it's just they're going through all this drama and
off the court crap, and and then James Harden last year. That literally, like, I mean, how many full games did they play together? Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. Like,
oh man, 10? Yeah. I mean, maybe a dozen, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, God, man. Talk about the biggest bleep show in the NBA. It's the Brooklyn Nets right now, and it's saying something because you got the Warriors who are off to a very slow start, and then Steve Kerr's like, let's rest our four superstars, and we're on this losing streak. And interesting right there. And then the Lakers are always in talk, but I will say this about the Lakers real quickly: that Lonnie Walker signing was it's kind of I kind of like it, man. I kind of think it's a good move for the Lakers. Probably it's way better than the Pat Bev.
Yeah, let's not. I know like Russell Westbrook coming off the bench looks a little better than the team in general. You got the new and improved Matt Ryan for the NBA, who just sunk a sweet
the DoorDash driver
to go into OT. So but am I still confident in this team at all going forward? No. Like LeBron has. I mean, you can't. It's his 20th season, but he is falling off a cliff and really, really quickly. And I just have no hope for them. I really don't.
Yep. I mean, they really don't. But Emmett Douglas, Nick Wright here on Blindside Sports, coming to you from the Blindside Studios. If you like the show, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Go follow the social medias, which I'll put in the description after the show, so you guys can go show some love. I'll be posting clips, reactions to NFL Sunday and all that, and Nick will be doing the same thing, I'm sure, tomorrow, posting his reactions. Nick wasn't here on Tuesday, so quickly, if you want to, man, what was your favorite trade from the trade deadline?
My favorite trade from the trade deadline. Well, I'm giving you my favorite non-trade. I love how the Packers are just giving the biggest finger of all time to Aaron Rodgers. Man, I think there's some discord there. That's my favorite one. And, seeing Aaron Rodgers, pretty much management's like, nah, I don't think so, buddy. Go do it what you got, because you got that money. You didn't help get Devontae back. I mean, it's a little crazy they didn't trade for anyone. But yeah, actually, that was my favorite part of the whole trade deadline, is somehow the Packers didn't help out Rodgers at all.
Yeah, that was so interesting. And, I think you have a point. It might be a blank you to Aaron Rodgers, asking for all that money and stuff like that. And I'm sure, too, Packers fans are laughing when you saw Devontae Adams. What was it? One reception last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Packers fans are just laughing at that. But and I hate to see it, because reasons that people don't care about.
Carr sucks, but good Lord, that was one of the worst performances I've seen in a long time by, if people think he's a pretty good quarterback, maybe not great, but pretty good. And they didn't even, they get across the 50-yard line like once or a couple times, something crazy like that. And I was enjoying that whole game. That was great.
Yeah. Why don't we go over to some games that are happening tomorrow? Starting with the Lions-Packers, and the Packers are favored by 3.5 with the over-under of 49.5. I'll lead with this one. Lions are pulling off the upset. They are. And look, I think the Lions, they had all this injury crap with St. Brown, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams this time. And that's another, if we talk about least favorite moves, as I'm talking about the Lions, trading TJ Hawkinson to the Vikings is insanity.
Interdivision, crazy.
Yeah, and it's not like it's the Bears or the Packers who are playing it's the 6-1 Minnesota Vikings who are at top of the NFC North right now. NFC North. I always be getting those divisions confused, but I feel like I'm still getting it wrong. But you trade with the Vikings, which that's such a good move for the Vikings. But Lions, what are you doing, man? But I just don't know, this Aaron Rodgers offense, him not playing well, no receivers. This is out of all the picks this week that I'd pick the upset for. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be high scoring, because obviously the Lions defense it's weird, but their offense can produce. It's gonna be very close. I'll say that for sure. Give me the over in the points. And then give me the Lions by a field goal, 34-31.
All right. Well, as much as I crap on Rodgers and can't stand him, there is no way in hell he's losing 5 games in a row. I can't see it happening. I think this is going to be a game, despite his lack of weapons, where it's going to be an Aaron Rodgers, because we haven't seen a real Aaron Rodgers performance yet this season. He's only, how many times has he cracked 300? I mean, I just think it's going to be, finally, he's going to have a quote unquote statement game to show that he's still Aaron Rodgers, and he's probably I think he's going to hang 35 points on him. And I just think the Packers defense might actually show up this week. It's the Lions. I'm hearing so many media people who are taking the Lions, and I just think that's a little wild, even though they're at home. I think this is going to be a Packers Rodgers, kind of like a revenge game to show that, hey, I'm still here. And I think I got Packers 35, Lions 24.
All right. That's an interesting pick. I actually wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Rodgers did Aaron Rodgers, but I'm going with the Lions, man. I kind of have to. Yeah, another very interesting game here, and this one out in the late window. It's one of 2 late window games other than my Seahawks versus the Cardinals. Is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Rams. All right. The Buccaneers are favored by 3 with a 42.5 over under. Nick, you can go first on this one.
Kind of in the same boat with Rodgers here. Is Brady going to lose 4 in a row, or will this be 5 in a row for Brady? I can't think off the top of my head right now. But I just can't see the greatest of all time losing that many games in a row as well. And the thing is, too, whoever loses this game is going to be in hell for the rest of the season.
Yes.
Because the Rams are injured, and, I mean, Tampa's injured too. But this is like, man, whoever loses this game is going to be in such a deep hole. I mean, if the Bucks lose, I don't even know if the GOAT can pull them out of this hole that they'd be in. And same with the Rams. If the Rams lose this game, I think they're toast. But I mean, it's going to be a fascinating game because whoever loses, man, is just done for, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Buccaneers as well. Something, this of all the games this week that we're looking at, this one's one I was the most torn on. Thinking about it, before the show, because I feel like. I like you said, there's just no way Tom Brady is gonna lose 5 in a row, especially Tom Brady over Aaron Rodgers. Like,
right?
It's wild. The Rams have not showed up. They are getting Van Jefferson back. Cooper Kupp is all good. He's set to play. There's talk about Cam Akers playing. So I don't know, but I just don't think there's gonna be much offense in this one.
Yeah, I agree.
But they do have a very, very low over under, or the under here. It's 42.5. So unless I put a typo, but no. But yeah, I
think I'd take the over. I'd take the over on that.
Yeah, I'll take the over in the Bucks 24-17. Damn, that's still the under. Yeah, I'll take the Bucks 24-17. My math is all wrong there. But I just don't know. Like, the way Stafford's been looking this year, I think his elbow's getting to him. Like, I think there's something there that needs to be taught, needs to be looked at. Like, he is, compared to last year, and everyone's like, oh, it could be they traded their picks. I think there's something with Stafford, man. Like,
we've been saying that since I've been doing the show with you. I mean, I just think they're hiding something. He's not the same. It's a classic, story of a Super Bowl hangover. Yeah, they're just not looking good.
No, they are not. Now, let's go over to the other late window game. We got the Seahawks at the Cardinals. The Cardinals are favored by 2 in this one, and the over-under is 49.
Wow, favored on the road. Interesting.
Yeah. No, it's Seahawks at Cardinals, and the Cardinals are favored by 2.
So the Cardinals are favored. Okay.
Yeah, so they're in Glendale. So I will take – I think this is going to be, another very interesting game. And the Seahawks, the weirdest stuff always happens in these division games, and I think this is a very important game for the Seahawks too, because this is a test of, what's up with their defense. I mean, we got Kyler Murray throwing to DeAndre Hopkins, and DeAndre Hopkins played very good last week. He had a very solid game, and the week before that, can our young corners come up and play a good game against DeAndre? I don't know about that. So picking the Cardinals here, I hate to say it, but I'll be real. I think Geno Smith's gonna fight. I think it's gonna be close, but give me the Cardinals, man. I think it's gonna be the Cardinals, and it's gonna be the under 21-17.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be a little bit of a low scoring game too. I mean, I don't know how to read this Cardinals team. Like, I don't know how to read Kyler Murray this year. It's either he has a pretty good game or a terrible game.
Yes.
Either way, I'm not a fan of his. And even though how well Geno Smith and the Seahawks are shocking the whole NFL right now, I just think it's going to be tough to win in Glendale. And seeing the Cardinals go 3-6 at home is just I will say this. If Geno Smith has another really good game and he wins on the road and puts up good points, you got to put him in this MVP conversation. You just have to. What he's doing with this Seahawks team.
Yeah, nobody expected this.
Can I give you a hypothetical? What if Russell Wilson was still on this team? Do you think they have 5 wins right now?
Nah.
Right?
I'm not. And the reason why is because I feel like there's a lot of disconnect between Russell, Pete Carroll, and Shane Waldron.
Yeah.
Look how, I was calling for Pete Carroll's job last year, and now look at him. He, in the offseason, I think their whole plan was to start Geno Smith. I think they were working him hard, getting him ready to take over that offense. And then if they saw, given Drew Lock is working the training camp, they might have switched. But I think they knew this whole time Geno was going to be the guy. They just weren't trying to, give the media that persuasion. They're trying to make us guess and think about it and, talk about it. I definitely think Gino's been working hard for this job all offseason. And how about Pete Carroll and Shane Waldron? I mean, they are coaching this guy very well. The Seahawks just look very, very calm in their offensive line, which, they drafted Charles Cross from the Russell Wilson deal. So that's kind of an FU. Like, they could have taken, like, a defensive player, but they're like, nah, we got to take a lineman, which I thought was funny. But Ken Walker's another guy for the Seahawks, too, who, if he has a good game tomorrow, then that's what's going to put the Seahawks at best odds to win, because he's going to create more holes. Like, if he balls like he did the past couple weeks, he's creating more holes for Lockett and Metcalf to make plays. So I think it's going to be a very close game. I just don't know. These division games, the most weird stuff always happens. Yep. And that's the reason I'm picking the Cardinals. And I just don't know if I can buy into our young defense completely when you're playing DeAndre Hopkins.
No, I agree. And this is going to be one of my favorite games to watch tomorrow. I really am just still shell-shocked at Geno Smith this season. And I just hope I'm rooting for you guys. I mean, I want him to keep rolling. He was one of the nicest guys I've met, and athlete-wise. So I'm rooting for Geno.
You met him? I thought you told me. Did you meet where? Fox?
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, I was years ago when he was the backup for the Chargers. I get to go to a Chargers training camp every single year. It's like a VIP kind of thing I get. And I get to go on the field and meet some of the players and stuff. And I met him, and he was a great guy. Yeah,
he seems like a good dude, and he's really likable too. Like you saw my tweets, but I've completely changed on the guy. I think really humble, really nice. He could take the heat. I mean, you could tell like all these haters were not getting to him. It's like it fueled him. So Geno, I have my full support in him. I might buy a Geno jersey. Might have to do it.
If they win tomorrow, I want to see it.
All right. The Chiefs and the Titans on Sunday Night Football. Talk about a big line here. The Chiefs are favored by 12.5 with a 46 over under. Nick, who you got?
I have the Chiefs winning. I'll definitely take the Titans if I was betting that 12.5. I think it's going to be closer than people think. Derrick Henry is just, I still feel like even for his status, he's slightly underrated. I think he's just the best back that I've seen in a long time. I know there's so many great backs in the league, but I just think he's going to put this team on his shoulders. That defense could be stout. And I just like I like what the Titans are doing. But I still think it's not going to be enough in Kansas City. It's so hard to win there unless you're the Bills. But but no, I definitely think it's going to be a little bit high scoring. I got Chiefs 31, Titans 27, and I think it's going to take a late touchdown drive from Mahomes to win the game.
Oh wow, that's a very interesting pick. I'll get mine real quickly, and then we'll go over to the last couple games here. I think Derrick Henry, he always just does great things, and I think this really depends on two. And I'm a Malik Willis guy full, but I think that like the Titans, it'll be a more close game if Ryan Tannehill plays. They're saying he's a game time decision right now. He traveled with the team to KC, so everything's looking like he will play.
I think Malik Willis is going to surprise some people. I like from what I've seen him play. Like I think he might surprise some people tomorrow.
I just don't know about the Chiefs, man. That's in Arrowhead. That's very, 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 very challenging. That crowd, that atmosphere is crazy. Like they're always loud. They always show the love. I agree. Give me the Chiefs. 28-21. I think there's it's gonna be more of a touchdown game. I think Travis Kelce's gonna have a big game. Another interesting thing I'm trying to see here is what will happen with Kadarius Toney. He's expected to play in that contest. Will he do anything for the Chiefs? Will he help that offense? Like, will he pan out in Kansas City? That's very interesting to see. If Malik could keep it close,
Malik just has to play game manager. Let Derrick Henry,
like Cooper Rush, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's very similar. Just don't throw the big pick. Move the ball as best you can. Feed it to Henry to get you the dirty yards. And we'll see. I can't wait.
Yep. We're gonna do a couple more games here really quickly. We have to touch on this one because of Nick Wright's team. The Chargers going to the Magic City to play the Atlanta Falcons at 10 a.m. tomorrow, early start. The Chargers are favored by 3. The over-under is 49.5, but they're missing like half the team.
How they're favored by 3, I have no clue, but anyway.
Yeah, right? I'm like, who the hell made these odds, man? Vegas must be knowing something, man. Like you said a couple weeks ago after your it wasn't your fault, but your very, very screwy Mahomes bet.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I made it up with Jake Paul a couple weeks the other week.
Last week. Yep.
And then that I tried to tell people that Aaron Rodgers got 10. He was a 10.5 dog, got won by a half a point. That was free money. So I made it back, but yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You made it back. But hey, yeah. Okay. 49.5 the over under, and the Chargers are favored by 3. What you got, Nick?
49.5. I'm taking the under on that all day long. The thing is about the Falcons that bugs me too. Did you see the way that game ended last week with Carolina? My God, that was insane. Like, I just think they're riding off a high, and they're now that Atlanta Stadium's just going to be rocking. The Chargers had a bye week last week, and they somehow did not get any healthier. They got slightly worse, actually, somehow. So only Chargers could do that. So Justin Herbert, it doesn't have Mike Williams. He doesn't have Keenan Allen. Like their third best receiver is whose name's DeAndre Carter, who's okay. He's a game time decision because he has an illness, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah,
and
right.
Justin Herbert is going to be throwing to pure Uber drivers, and it's just
and Gerald Everett.
Okay, he's all right.
And Austin Eckler. I feel like Austin Eckler is going to make plays.
Eckler has to be the workhorse once again. He's going to have to go beast mode to literally maybe even make this game close. And again, like even though it was a bye week, like still Justin Herbert's ribs are literally not going to get better all season long. Like 8 out of 10 quarterbacks would have been shut down if they had the injury that he has. And I just don't know if he just has enough weapons. And, you know, like whenever he gets touched, you can just tell he does not throw the same way as he had his first 2 years because he can't put in all that oomph, and he can't run around like he can right now because he can run if he wants to. And it's going to be too difficult, I think, for the Chargers to overcome this. So I'm going to be completely honest. I think this is going to be ugly. I got the Falcons 27, Chargers 21.
Interesting. I'm rolling with the upset here as well.
So I guess I would take the over in that game technically, but whatever.
Wait, so you said 27-21?
Yeah.
That's still the under.
Oh, okay. So, okay, there we go.
Yeah. So, and another thing, unless I missed it, but I don't think you said this, Cordell Patterson is going to be back.
I meant to bring that up too.
So,
he's back. So you know he's going to average 8 to 10 yards a carry, and just you know they're going to cram him down our throats.
Yep.
And I'm already expecting that. He's on one of my fantasy teams. I got to plug him into there. So yeah, I think it's going to be a rough day for the Chargers offensively. It will in all facets tomorrow. To be honest.
Yep. This is probably of all the games we've picked. I'm gonna go go more towards like the further side of close here. I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna take a lot, for the Chargers to do stuff and all that. And the thing is Mariota can run too. So if like they can pull a fast one and just go down the field with Mariota as well. So I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I think it's gonna be 27-17 in that contest. I think Justin Herbert is, he's gonna try his best. Like you're gonna tell he's going hard. He's going for the win, but it's not even his fault at that point. Like he literally has nobody, like you said. So
and also too, I almost think even though I don't think they're going to, this is almost a must-win game tomorrow because they have the 49ers next week, and they're going to get absolutely destroyed by Frisco next week. So if they fall, if they lose like 2 in a row and go 4-5, I mean, I don't know. It's just their schedule only gets tougher, and if they lose, I mean, the Falcons still aren't a good team. Like, let's be honest, but they're just too banged up. And I mean, man, if Justin Herbert can pull out the win tomorrow, I mean, it's gonna be legendary. So,
final game here, and then we're gonna get out of here. Ravens versus the Saints on Monday Night Football. The Ravens are favored by 2.5, and the over/under is 47.5. Nick, what you got?
Man, Lamar is getting hit with injuries too on his team. They're going to be
Gus Edwards is out. J.K. Dobbins has been on IR.
Yeah. So I mean, man, and with the Saints coming off that absolute
Mark Andrews is doubtful.
Yeah, and so the Saints at home on prime time, coming off of that absolute domination of the Raiders, I just think they're going to be on a high as well. And oh man, Lamar's going to have to go absolutely superhuman to win that game, but I don't think he is. I think the Saints are going to keep rolling. I could see this game going, 28-23, 28-24 Saints.
Yep, that's a solid pick. I think, if Mark Andrews isn't going to play, which it looks like he isn't, they're saying he's doubtful. Gus Edwards is also doubtful. So Kenyon Drake, who, shout out, I'm very screwed running back wise this week. I'm starting Kenyon Drake and Deion Jackson because
Yikes.
I had Nick Chubb. He's on bye, and then my running back 2 got screwed over by James Robinson, getting traded to the Jets, and then it's bad. But my receivers are good. But anyways, for this game, I don't know if Mark Andrews isn't there, the Ravens are screwed, right?
Yep.
That's their best receiver without a doubt. Duvernay's good. I like Duvernay. Rashad Bateman's out for the year with the Liz Frank injury, so he's getting surgery on that. So he's done for the year. Mark Andrews is doubtful. Edwards is doubtful. I'm sure I'm missing a couple people. Alvin Kamara or Kamara, I don't know how you say that. Everyone gets someone on FSR is doing fantasy hits and misses, and they said it like the right way and then the wrong way, and it always serves.
I've heard
I don't know
both
how
ways.
you say it.
I've heard both ways, so I don't know.
He said it was one of them. It was Ethan on Dan Byron, George Reister.
I won't say it's Kamara, but
yeah, I'll ask him on Instagram or something. But yeah, it was. I think Alvin's gonna have another beastly game. He's been going off, man. Like he's past couple weeks he's been doing his thing. I just don't know if the Ravens offense can produce without Mark Andrews and Gus Edwards.
Yeah.
I think Drake is going to help, but the big key there is Mark Andrews. Give me the Saints 31 and the Ravens 14. I don't think it. I don't. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah. I mean, hey, those primetime games. It's sad when like the Eagles Texans has been more entertaining than some of those, and it wasn't even that entertaining. So. Yep, give me the Saints.
Emmett, really quick before we go, we'd be remiss not to bring this up. The World Series is going on right now.
Yeah.
And sadly, everyone outside of Houston is going to be sad to hear that the Astros are about an inning away from winning the World Series. They're up 4-1, bottom of the 8th. It's not looking good for Philly. Philly just came on a tough loss earlier in the MLS Cup against the LAFC. So, man, I mean,
sorry, Anthony Gargano. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, Philly was on top for a second there, and they still
got the Eagles.
Yep.
And keep in mind for Philly too, James Harden's out for a month due to a foot injury, so it's not looking good for Philly. Anthony Gargano and Ethan Miller, who I was just talking about. Sorry, guys, it's not looking good for you. But yes, I talk about that. I'm been the biggest Phillies fan since October. Was it like 23rd or whatever? Whenever they clinched, I think that's when it was. Because I hate the stupid Astros, man. I'm sorry. Did you see Covino and Rich's thing about what Covino said about the cheaters? He got flamed, bro. This one guy called him like a dumbass. I'm like, dude, your team cheated. You're not gonna you're not living it down until all those guys are retired and off your roster.
Oh man, the thing is about that. Even though they probably won't. They're never going to live it down, but at the same time, I mean, they almost have a lot of the same guys on that roster, and now I think, Houston sports fans are going to be like, "Hey, we did it the right way this time," so everyone can just shut up about it, and that's what.
Watch
sucks.
Another scandal break. Watch. No, I'm playing. I'll think.
No, that would be the greatest thing of all time, but yeah.
Yeah, it would be, and I did not expect the Phillies to lose like they are. Like you said, 4-1. They've been bad. No one expected them to be here. If you said the Phillies are making the World Series, all the stuff they had to deal with I mean, come on, dude. Nobody expected it. They came the first round they won, the second round against the Padres they won. They just been overcoming all these obstacles, and I didn't expect them to go down like this, man. 4-1. I mean, there's still an inning left, and it's baseball. Something could happen. But you just have to think about it, man. Like I was expecting them to play their hearts out and force a game 7. And I was hoping for that too.
Me too.
But hey, it happens, right?
Crazier things. I mean, top of the ninth is coming up soon, so you never know. So we'll see.
I mean, it really depends on who's on deck, I think, too. Like who's batting.
Yeah,
but
true.
If it's Harper, they're walking him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what always happens. How do you feel about and quickly here, I know you said 45 minutes, but MLB players walking people. How do you feel? Does it just it just pisses me off a little bit, man? I don't know because I understand it. Yeah.
Oh no, I hate it. I mean, the amount of times Mike Trout's been intentionally walked, it's like I'm used to it. I'm just glad the shift is going away next season. That's what I'm happy about. So, but yeah, no, intentional walks are extremely annoying. I hate it.
Yeah, I do too. This is Emmett Douglas and Nick Wright on Blindside Sports. Now, thanks for watching the episode. And real fast, the one with Jonas Knox we did, that was one of our better episodes. The views on Twitter from like Jonas retweeting it, like shout out to everybody. Shout out to Jonas for real. Super fun episode. Yeah, man, he really is. I mean, talk about like he's always consistent. You're always like, it's not gonna be a bad show listening to Jonas, but
yeah, even
with us, he did great. Nick, it was fun today, man. I hope for you that the Chargers pull this off tomorrow, but it's not likely.
Thank you.
If you guys enjoyed this, like the show. Nick is on Twitter at @isnickWright. You got anything else you want to plug, Nick, or is it are you just a Twitter guy?
Oh no, I'm just a random guy shouting at clouds on Twitter.
Yeah, that's kind of me at this point too. I just if you got to get in the argument, you have to. But hey, so that's what I was telling Rob G on your tweet the other day about Elon. I was like, I'm only here for sports takes and to argue with people. I'm like, I'm not paying $8 a month.
No. I thought that was funny. I mean, I just don't think it's that big of a deal. That's just me. If you want to stay verified, like it's $8 a month. Like what the hell is that's? People have Starbucks in the morning for more than that for one morning.
Yeah, it's especially if you get those breakfast sandwiches.
Speaking of Jonas too, I was listening to him earlier today when I was driving. He had a little funny bit about not being cared about having a blue check mark, which is pretty funny. But
yeah, did you hear the Jonas thing earlier when he was the guy who was in his wheelchair on the freeway? Did you hear about that?
No,
it was during Do You Care? Danny G played audio of this guy swerving through traffic on his wheelchair on the 405.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was good. It was great, man. I was like, how's that even that's so unsafe.
Jesus.
Yeah, this has been Blindside Sports. Nick, it was always good show.
Always.
Get me on Twitter at MNOC04. Blindside Sports 00 is the Instagram. I'll be posting clips after the end of the show of our picks. So if you guys enjoyed, be sure to share with your friend. Enjoy the episode. See ya.